Let's listen in.
So we have Mr. Bezos imitating Elon Musk here,
There go the aft fin checks at the base of the rocket.
as it seems.
Our astronauts can feel that they are sitting at the top of a 60-foot
I don't know
rocket.
what I think about
20 meters
this
tall.
space exploration being kind of Disneyland nowadays.
T-minus 1 minute.
It's very different from
And there you can
when
just see
NASA went to the
slightly
moon
there, the
in
gimbling
the
engine
late
at the base
60s
of
and
the
the beginning
rocket.
of the 70s. I almost remember that, but back then it was for real. Now it's for show, I think. Okay, here goes.
All right, everybody. Chris Boss out of Glenn DeVries, Dr. Kyle, and William Shatner are about to go where very few humans have gone before. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to launch this rocket. Godspeed, New Shepard.
Still, I think Musk is in the lead here. I mean, they went further up, and for several days, this is just up and down, as I understand it. Okay, here it goes.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine set. 2.
That's his rocket. Okay. Here it goes. They filmed that from a helicopter.
Space with the second human spaceflight crew. What a launch! We are on our way to Max Q, the first milestone here on his flight to space.
It's very, very different from when NASA went to the moon in the 70s.
You can follow along, obviously, with the altimeter.
These rockets just
the
take
screen,
off
as
like
well as the
nothing
speedometer.
else.
They are gaining
Seems
speed
so
as they're flying to
effortless.
space. We have confirmed max Q. This is when the aerodynamic stresses on the vehicle were at their maximum.
Has anyone mocked Bezos for the shape of the rocket? I mean, I can't help to think it looks like a phallus. You know,
Thank you again,
it's
everybody,
not
for
far
joining us
off
live
being
for
a,
New Shepard's second human
you know,
flight with Audrey Powers,
erected
William Shatner, our
part
customers,
of
Glenn
the
DeVries, and Chris Bosshausen on board. They are well on their way to space. So far, a nominal flight,
male
a clean
body,
burn on our
if you
Blue
know what I
Engine
mean.
3. New Shepard giving them a beautiful flight to space this morning.
Okay, sorry for
The
mocking
rocket is climbing
Bezos. I mean,
towards
this
an
is science
altitude
after all,
aiming just
but
over the Kármán line, the internationally recognized line of space of 100 kilometers. That is about 328,000 feet. And a gorgeous view down the rocket. And now we've had main engine cut off. The BE-3 engine has shut off. And in just a moment, we're going to separate the capsule from the booster. And at that point, our astronauts will have the opportunity to get out of their harnesses and enjoy the beauties of zero G. Let's wait to listen.
already?
And there you can see a clean separation between the capsule and the booster.
Okay, so what we have here is Musk and SpaceX. They are aiming for
And there you can
Mars.
see the capsule from the top of the booster.
And here we have Bezos
They are continuing their ascent over the Kármán line.
aiming for
You'll know when they hit
0G.
apogee when the speed hits 0.
Nothing more, or?
And there they are, over 328,000 feet, over 100 kilometers. Welcome to space. The newest astronauts on board our crew capsule.
So it's still going up, but the velocity is going down, so they are accelerating back to Earth now. It's not.
And there they are, they have just about hit their apogee at about 351,000 feet.
Now they're falling back down again.
And
Is
when we
this
don't
really
have apogee,
space?
I can just imagine, Jackie, they're having the time of their lives.
Okay, so we have no footage from the crew, how they are doing in there. So basically, I mean, it's a giant opportunity for any skeptics here to say that this didn't actually happen. I mean, are they in there? We haven't seen any image of it. Not that I want to stretch that far and say that they weren't in there. I mean, I'm sure they make this trip, but it's kind of...
Thank you again, everybody, for joining us live from West Texas. So far,
It's
another
kind of
flight
not
for our
real.
second human crew.
It's kind of not so impressive.
So exciting, Jackie, to have sent Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner, to space. I cannot wait to hear his commentary upon return, as well as our two customers, Chris Bosshausen from Australia, to all the fans turning
Just that
and
small
tuning in
detail
from
that
Denver.
they didn't...
Big shout out to you guys,
they
as
didn't
well
launch-
as Lenz of Reeds and our very own Audrey Powers.
What's his
They are
name?
coming back home.
They
The
didn't
booster,
launch
of course,
Shatner
is
into
going to
space, they
feed the
launched
capsule back
Captain
home. It
Kirk
is
into
more
space.
aerodynamically shaped, of course, at the base
So
of
the reason
capsule
he's
is kind of
in there
a
is
blunt
that he
end,
played
so it's less
a
aerodynamic.
captain of a
What we're
starship
going to see
in a
coming up
science
shortly
fiction
is at the top of the rocket,
series
we have the
from
ring
the
fin,
60s.
there is some what we call the pie fins that
They
extend from the
really
ring
lean
fin,
into the spectacle
as well
here
as the
and
drag brakes,
really
the
stay
pie fins,
off
the wedge fins, help stabilize
reality
the vehicle.
or
Kind of like the
trying
feathers of
to
the back of
engage
an arrow.
with anything.
And then you will also see the drag brakes. And as you mentioned, Jackie, it cuts the velocity dramatically. There you can see the wedge fins are out.
Okay, it's fascinating. I mean, it's space. I mean, they just launched a huge mass into 0G and now it's falling back again. I wonder how... I haven't seen Bezos rockets land, so how do they land? Do they also land?
Here we
With
see
the-
the descent. We are going to expect the BE-3 engine to relight just about
Is it
3,600
upside
feet, or
down
about
now?
1,200 meters above ground level. Let's wait for that now. The drag brakes have deployed. And here we go,
Yeah,
Shepard.
yeah. It's doing a... Okay, yeah, so that's a new way of landing rockets. They're landing with the rockets down. Oh, that's cool. Cool to see this technology being mainstream.
Welcome back, New Shepard. The fourth flight to space and back for that vehicle provided a beautiful flight to space for our second human crew. Wow, that gets me every time we do this live down here in Texas. The sonic boom is
I wonder
so
if they...
drag brakes.
I suppose they reuse the rocket just as SpaceX
Just looks
does.
like you could fuel her up and go again. What do you think, Jackie?
So they play the same game
You don't
there.
expect the sonic boom. It still catches you off guard every time.
Talk about a rumble. A beautiful sight of our New Shepard
Still
rocket
disappointing that we
there
didn't
in
see
the
any
West
live
Texas desert.
footage from the
But of
crew.
course, The show is not
I mean,
over.
that's
The capsule
the
is
whole point of
descending.
this, that
We
there's a
are
crew in
waiting
there
for
and you
first
want
the
to
drogue break,
share
excuse me,
their
the drogue
experience.
chute to deploy. Those are very much like the guide parachutes. They will subsequently be followed by the main parachutes that will first reef and then fully inflate. And there go the drogue parachutes.
Oh, they are in there. Oh, I see. So the crew didn't land with the rocket. It lands. Okay, that makes sense, of course.
And here come the
They aren't
mains.
there yet to dare having the crew land with the rocket. Okay. This is the safe way of doing it.
You can already start to hear the cheers from outside our stage here in West Texas.
Okay, they're falling at 16 miles per hour. That's quite soft and safe. So maybe the reason they still don't take the crew down with the rocket is because the G-forces in the rocket when it lands is just too high. So, I mean, SpaceX is doing basically the same thing. The rocket comes down as soon as it's done its job, and then the crew comes down when they need to. So this is the Bezos Blue Origin project is like a small scale version of
And here comes our crew
SpaceX
back into the desert.
way of doing it.
Newest astronauts 596, 97, 98, and 99.
Okay, let's see. They're going to fire some rockets here to slow the. Yeah, there it is. Just at the final
capsule
moment they
touchdown.
cushion
Welcome
the.
back. The newest astronauts, Audrey Powers, William Shatner, our customers, Glenn DeVries, and Chris Boshausen. What a day for you. Welcome back.
I mean,
cannot
basically,
wait
this
to
is
talk
just
to them, Jackie,
a
and
giant
just
Disneyland, isn't it?
what they
Okay, very
experienced
expensive
up there this
one
morning. What a
and
clean and beautiful
scientifically
flight from the
very
rocket for our
advanced
astronauts.
one.
What an
But
absolutely stunning flight, and I also loved hearing that audio.
I mean, for
of
me,
them
that
on their
is
way
studying
back
and is
about how
feeling
this
the
experience
meaning
was for them,
crisis.
and I can't wait to hear
I
their
can't
stories.
help to
Well,
point
you
out
heard
that
William Shatner say this is like
kind of
nothing
meaningless.
I've ever experienced before. So coming from a man
It's
who
just a
has
spectacle,
experienced
just
space
as
for decades.
I mean, the whole brand of
universe.
Bezos
This
is
was like nothing he's
making
ever seen
money
before.
selling
What a day
stuff
for our
to us
astronauts.
for
So
cheap,
now our team is preparing landing safety operations and recovery
and
of our
then
astronauts from
use
the
the
crew
money
capsule.
for this.
We'll be on the ground at the landing site to follow the action in just a bit. Maybe even talk to the world's newest
Okay,
astronauts.
if you're a fan of
Some
Bezos and
absolutely
Amazon and
breathtaking stuff. And I'll note that you're going to see
selling cheap
our,
stuff
the
to us for
recovery team
convenience,
show very
well,
shortly
I'm sorry,
because we
I
actually sent
kind
them
of
out
is
before
a
the capsule
critic of
has
that.
landed, because through our modeling we get very
If you
by now we're
haven't-
very, very good at analyzing
you
where
haven't
the
understood
capsule
that
is going
so
to come
far.
down,
Very
given where we know.
precise on that.
Exactly, where the winds are. And so we're going to see the recovery team come out there, and of course they will also be joined by some of their friends and family to watch as
So
they
are they
emerge from
in
the
there?
capsule. Let's check out these beautiful shots
I mean, what's the
of our
point
4
of?
astronauts there in the Texas desert after having
Yeah,
gone over the
I'm a little
line
disappointed.
and back.
I mean, you want live footage from the crew and the traveling. Yeah, you can see humans in there. So yeah, has the one in the middle, has he or she fainted? She's just laying there. The guy on the left there is at least looking out and moving.
And here's some beautiful shots of our 4 astronauts in the capsule awaiting the recovery team. I understand from Capcom that they have had communications with those 4 astronauts, and they have all given the thumbs up that they are doing A-OK after an exhilarating flight to space and back.
Okay, so this...
Awaiting that recovery team in that champagne shower, which
Yes.
I'm now regretting that we don't have any champagne for ourselves, Ariane. That feels very unfair after this show.
So this is a 21st century
There's a
version
wave from,
of the
from our
first
astronauts
balloon
there.
spectacles, when they gather a large crowd and just launch the hot air balloon into the air, and everyone just marveled at the
There in the foreground, you see the capsule, the background, the
The
ride to
technology.
space, the new
I mean, this
Shepard
is the
booster.
modern
Again, that
version
booster
of
has
that.
flown to space and back 4 times with this flight. And coming to get them is the recovery crew.
So what's the next step? What's the next step for Bezos and Blue Origin? Maybe I should... I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm really interested in space technology, and I try to follow what's happening, but so far I'm more interested in, the psychology, the urge, the drive, the need to do it this way. As an engineer, and I'm the kind of
And
person
Jack, you
that
can
wonders
see
what
there
the meaning of
beautiful
life is
shots
and how
of
you
the
should live your
capsule.
life,
The parachutes actually
so
have
that
fallen
you can
pretty close to the capsule
leave it
itself,
and
meaning
die
there isn't a lot of
satisfied.
ground went out there. We talked about this
This
earlier in
kind
the show,
of
but of course we had to
things
delay a day
is
because of the
interesting,
gusty
but
winds that have been out there. But no, today has been a beautiful day for a launch and landing of a rocket.
what
and
does
launch
this
and
lead
landing
to?
of 4 new astronauts.
In that aspect,
I know we were talking to Chris a couple days
I
ago.
give
and
more
he
credit
actually
to
flew that
SpaceX and
USB
Elon Musk.
full of
You
music
can
from
think
around
what
the
you
world to
want
space.
about
As you mentioned, he's a DJ. So
his
of course we have our new astronauts. We have our Club for the
his
Future postcards.
incentives
that
to
just
go
returned
to
from
Mars
space.
and
of course,
saving
some of the
humanity
personal
and
items,
giving
like
us
this awesome-
options and
this
all that. But
awesome,
at least
awesome
it,
USB full of music. I wish we could be playing some of that right now.
it has
we
some
probably will
gravitas
soon.
to it.
Actually,
It's
you mentioned Chris Bosshausen,
something to
has
contend
come
with.
aside
Here we
as
have
a
nothing to
DJ,
contend with,
DJ Crispy,
as
and he
I
actually released an
grapple
album
to
on
see
Friday, and I can't wait to see what he does
if there
with that
is
music.
any deep
Some
thoughts
musicians on
behind
board
this
too.
kind
Of course,
of
William
activity.
Shatner, everybody knows him as an actor. He also sings. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about what we're doing at Blue Origin. Again, opening the door to more people to go to space. Yes, the scientists. Yes, the engineers. But now the artists, poets, singers, DJs. Let's just see what they create coming out of this experience. We have said it before. Going to space changes you. We talked about the overview effect. And I can't wait to see
Okay, is that the
how
thing?
the stories that come out of and the art that comes out
They
of
are
this. All right,
aiming
we
to
now have Sarah Knights
launch the
going around the
artists, the
capsule, getting the
poets
thumbs up from each of our
into
astronauts.
space, to have them change us through art. That could be a thing, of course. Okay, I think I'm going to end here. This is a long video. So, yeah, let me know what you think about my rambling on and my reactions to Bezos and Blue Origin launching these artists into space. And if you have, thank you for watching and see you next time.
If you like my videos, feel free to do nothing.
Just grab a cup of coffee
and enjoy.